I heard that this is the last remaining Ironheart. That makes me a little worried, but I'll give this mission my all, regardless. Kyle is doing aerial recon to see if the Vulgus are up to anything. Luna's focusing on sensing the beat generated from the Ironheart, and she's also listening out for the unique noises generated by Vulgus movements, of course. I can see her expression changing. See the way she's frowning? I think that means the Vulgus are on the move. We need to create an environment where she can concentrate. Descendant, take care of him.
Descendant, I don't know if you noticed, but this is also a facility that the ancestors used. If what Luna and Reina are saying is correct, the data the Vulgus are extracting while underground must be related to the Red Sphere and the Ironheart. It won't be easy to bypass the security system set up by the ancestors, but we shouldn't underestimate Vulgus technology either. Let's hurry. We must stop the enemy before they extract all the data.
Welcome back. Is there anything you want to report? Are you saying that this record was left by the ancestors who tried to use the Ironheart? And an ancient Arche weapon. What were they trying to do with the Ironheart? Were they trying to close the dimensional wall just like we're trying to do now? I don't have time to think about that right now. We'll begin operations to dig up the Red Sphere and break out the Ironheart using the Arche weapon.
Descendant, we will check the safety of the weapon thoroughly, so don't worry. Also, deciphering the composition of the Red Sphere was quite beneficial for us. It allowed us to start immediate production of dismantling materials. We are mass producing them, just in case.
Luna and Reina are investigating the weapon, so I want you and Kyle to clear out all enemies within the vicinity of the Red Sphere. The Arche weapon and the material to destroy the Red Sphere are both ready. As long as we have no troublemakers impeding our operation, there shouldn't be any problems. We should definitely be able to get the Ironheart first this time.
I can't believe you're taking it easy when we have so little time. We're going to clear the storage in the area nearby first. I know what you're about to say. Alpha ordered us to completely clear the entire area surrounding the Red Sphere. When I was a construction corps leader, we were the first ones working here, along with the Descendants. We built the Digger, too. If it weren't for a surprise attack by the Vulgus, the Corps would still be alive. The only thing I'm interested in right now is to have my revenge on those bastards. Don't worry, when I'm done with that, I'll do my best to exterminate any enemies near the Red Sphere. Construction Corps leader Kyle always keeps his promises, you know. That hasn't changed since I've become a Descendant. So trust me, I'll get a read on the enemy's movements from above. I'll let you manage things from the ground. Immature kids like Luna don't understand situations like this. This is about loyalty. The Spectral Digger here was built when I was in charge of the Construction Corps. The Vulgus must have realized its power and modified it. I was too weak then. There was nothing I could do. I watched my colleagues fall before my very eyes. One of them begged me to destroy the Digger with their last breath. So that's what I'm here to do. I will honor that request and throw this hunk of metal off this cliff. I was actually wandering across the desert on my way to do this from the beginning. Finding the Ironheart was just a coincidence. But this also aligns with our operation goals, as it involves clearing the Vulgus and destroying the enemy facility in this region. It won't interfere with the operation. I'm talking too much. If you're ready, let's go. I almost made a terrible mistake, blinded by revenge. The kid is right. Without the Ironheart, nothing will bring any comfort to the souls of my old colleagues. But if we can find it and use it, that'd make me happy for both my old colleagues and my current teammates. Luna, she's not so bad. But I'll tell her that in person later, so pretend like you didn't hear this. Especially you, Guide. And you too.
As you wish.
Now we should get to our respective positions. I want you to help Reina while I go see Marcus.
We found something strange when we were looking for traces of the ancient Arche weapon. The bones of a giant creature. Given the size of the bones, it must have been as big as Karel's flagship. We've never seen anything like this before. I ran a search on the Albion database, and it came up with a match for an animal called the Caligo. Carbon dating results suggest that this Caligo is from the same era as the ruins of the ancestors. That makes it the oldest organism ever discovered in Albion. Same thing with this. Carbon dating shows it's from the same period as the ruins of the ancestors that are around here. The excavation team and I think that these bones are somehow closely related to the Arche weapon. And they both existed in the same era as the ancestors. Maybe that means something? Maybe the ancestors used them for an experiment or something? I'm sure we can come up with several plausible hypotheses. I think we should also notify your guide, is it? I'll contact HQ and have them send the info to your receive.
Do you remember the bone sample we took from the Caligo? A small amount of Arche has been detected on it. It's strange. Ancestors aside, how can Arche be detected on the bone of some giant organism I have never heard of? I cannot be sure, but there's a good chance that the ancestors used the Caligo to test the Arche weapon. Based on the data on the Caligo that we received through the Isive, if we estimate its original size based on the size of the bone, its bone density and composition, and assume appropriate muscle mass to support this, its body would be comparable in toughness to that of a colossus. A Caligo like that would have been the perfect subject to test a weapon of such immense power. This is only a hypothesis, but it is the only conclusion that I can find when applying the calculations. We will need additional data in order to replace or confirm this.
Welcome back. I've read the report submitted through the Isive. Only the guide could handle the Arche weapon. She didn't know anything about the Caligo, but she has access permissions for the Arche weapon, which is powerful enough to kill a Caligo. It's a little suspicious. But we have a more important matter at hand. We must obtain the Ironheart. Now that we have everything we need, all that's left is to go all out. We've already loaded a tactical armored vehicle with the material to pour over the Red Sphere. But there's a problem. The substance is highly volatile, so Kyle and Luna are escorting it, carefully. This slows things down, of course. While they're escorting the tactical armored vehicle, I need you to clear out all the Vulgus from the surrounding area. We must create a secure environment to get the vehicle into position.
Once the special material arrives safely, we can move on to the final stage of our operation. When the chemical reaction changes the surface of the Red Sphere, that'll be our chance. We must activate the Arche weapon at that moment. Once the Red Sphere is neutralized, we only need a small amount of Arche to retrieve the Ironheart. But even though we don't need a lot, both Luna and Kyle's Arche has been severely depleted. Descendant, you're the only one who can activate the weapon. I know it'll be physically demanding, but it's a critical step to accomplishing our goal.
I need you to focus on the mission more than ever. Go to the Agna Desert and complete the assignment so that the tactical armored vehicle can get into position safely. Let's show those bastards that this victory will be ours.
Oh, seeing you makes me feel like I've finally come back to reality, Descendant. I've never seen anything like this in my entire career. The floating stones only just stopped. They were moving like crazy a minute ago. We can't see the guide, so it gave us quite a scare. Once you clear this area, I will lead the Ironheart excavation from higher ground. I'll also coordinate with you so that the guide can use the Arche weapon too. We're almost there. Let's go. Ready, Descendant? Guess inhaling all that excavation dust was worth it. Recover the Ironheart as soon as Marcus punches a hole in that thing. Marcus, we're ready over here. How about on your end?
All ready, ma'am. Just give us a signal.
All right. Get rid of that hunk of iron.
Just what I was waiting to hear. Lock on target! Fire!
Descendant, it's all up to you now. Descendant? Descendant! That's it! Good job, everyone! Operation complete.
Approaching the third Ironheart. System synchronization process 100%. Everything is fine, Descendant. I can now control this Ironheart. Finally, after everything we've been through, we have obtained the Ironheart. It may only be one of the 3 Ironhearts, but we can still alter the future with it. For instance... Wait. Descendant? This Ironheart. The ancestors have left some encrypted data for me. File type. Inversion technology database. Descendant, how do the ancestors know about inversion? I thought inversion was Vulgus technology. This is beyond comprehension for my analysis system. Not to mention, this database has been protected with a powerful encryption system that can only be unlocked by observing inverted energy. We should take the Ironheart to a safe place for now. Let's hurry and return to Albion. I have something I must tell the Descendants.
Descendant, Devara is a colossus that hasn't been seen for some time. It was last spotted a decade ago. It's a powerful colossus, which makes it very difficult to defeat. The existence of Devara in itself is devastating enough. But the biggest issue right now is that it's appeared at a location close to Ingress. If we fail, Ingress will be in great danger. Please, intercept Devara. You did it. Your actions have saved Ingress from destruction once again. However, the frequency of colossi appearing and moving toward Ingress is increasing. And many of them have been spotted close to Ingress. We need to find a solution for this once and for all. At this rate, Ingress is more likely to be destroyed by the colossi than the Vulgus. To prevent that from happening, we must close the dimensional wall immediately. I've received the intercept battle results from Seneca. This won't do. Since we have the Ironheart, closing at least one part of the dimensional wall might be a good idea. Everyone, we're going to use the Ironheart at the Albion Prime hands. It's time to fulfill our desire to stop the Colossi. Enzo, prepare to activate the Prime hands.
Affirmative.
Descendant, why don't you go and observe? Since you played a key part in securing the Ironheart, you should experience this glorious moment firsthand. The future of humanity will change from here on out. I'm proud of you.
Descendant, I have a responsibility to guide everyone on the proper use of the Ironheart. As such, I strongly recommend that you delay in using the Ironheart. If we use the Ironheart inside Albion, we may entice all of the Colossi to us. With our discovery of the final Ironheart, all the Ironhearts in Ingress have been exposed. Soon, the Ingress dimension will reach a state of entropy saturation. The energy emitted by the 3 Ironhearts is too great to be circulated naturally. If we close the dimensional wall now, it could disrupt this already strained energy circulation, leading to a greater disaster. The point where the circulation is disrupted will connect to the void dimension, and the location of Ingress will be divulged to all Colossi. Powerful Colossi like Devourer have already appeared. It would be wise to refrain from using the Ironheart now. What if we
Enough! I don't want to hear anything else you have to say. You can disconnect, Enzo. Reactivate the Ironheart in the Prime hands immediately.
Alpha, are you seriously going to go ahead with this? Even after hearing all of that? Please reconsider.
As an executive officer, this whole situation is very confusing. Ever since the Magisters announced the dimension isolation theory, the Ironhearts and the dimensional walls have been the only way to save humanity. But now it looks like the Ironhearts can also bring disaster. This isn't a situation where we can just blindly trust the guide. Countless soldiers have lost their lives, and a huge amount of resources and time have been spent looking for the Ironhearts. We're talking about the hopes of humankind crumbling away here. But if what the guide says is true, we have to re-examine our plan for humanity, as well as reconsider the purpose of the Ironhearts. I thought it would be over once we found the Ironhearts, but things are getting more complicated. Oh, I'm receiving a transmission from Alpha. I think he's looking for you.
But first, I need to speak to you about something, Descendant. I understand the Ironhearts attract Colossi, but that can be solved by closing the dimensional wall. Not using the Ironheart when faced with this possibility is too great a sacrifice for humanity. There has been no bigger threat to us than the Colossi and the Vulgus. For humankind who has lived through such disasters, this is our best chance, and we must bet everything on it. We'll use the Ironheart as planned, however. Taking all opinions into consideration, we have decided to use the Ironheart at a different location, not in Albion. If you're concerned about what the guide said, we'll use the Ironheart somewhere else, away from Albion. Strategically and tactically, we found a good location for it, the White Knight Gulch. So far, prime hands have been found in the following zones: the Albion Mountains, the Hagios Fields, and the White Knight Gulch, the location of the main base of the Order of Truth. Yes, I did say main base, but Vulgus occupation of the White Knight Gulch has declined by 50%, according to the latest reports. That means it's worth a shot. Also, the Vulgus forces have lost a large number of units over the last few decades. Even if we estimate the number of remaining forces to be high, we'll have no trouble defending the area near the Prime hands. Descendant, go to the White Knight Gulch and secure the ruins containing the Prime hands. Valby and Eugen should still be there, They were sent to investigate Ironheart traces. I'll have them support you.